y'all, this is Texas Gaming Industries here, and welcome to episode 25, part 14 of my Let's Play of Transvaal Republic 2. In the previous episode, we were able to out-export the British as delivering tons of gold, diamonds, and coal to the Portuguese port basically made the British a little mad, as we are now facing off in the Second Boer War near Newcastle. So in this episode, we're going to try to basically defend our homeland as best as we can, as well as transporting workers from Pretoria down to the harbor, which our train, number 34, is currently picking up. Speaking of which, let's have a look at our buses. Ooh, some of these buses are not even full to the brim yet. I think it's best if I send them all back so they can at least be loaded up properly, even if some of the buses are already fully loaded. Let's see. There we go. And as for the main line, I believe it's also time to extend it here. I did say I wanted to extend the line, but I basically forgot to. So, let's place down a 240-meter station. We'll just change it to this, as we already have another station. And let's place down some track for the new station platforms. Then we'll place down some platforms here. And another here. And then we'll add some roofs. We'll place everything around here. And now let's work on the track. Since we're gonna basically be crossing over this road, I want to basically be assured that nothing crazy will happen when I do so. $40 miles an hour on these switches. Do that. Actually, I think I'll just delete these tracks right here. Raise it up a bit, then basically flatten it down, and then we'll have enough clearance to build a bridge over the main line. Oh, that actually looks pretty good. Anyway, we'll basically do this, convert this to an embankment, and do this as well, and basically smooth the ground around it, just to make it look a little more pretty. Let's see. Actually, we're just gonna make this into a road tunnel instead. It may look a little weird, but hey, if it at least connects both ends of the road, it should be okay. Alright. At the same time, we also need to connect to the main station as well. With that done, we'll connect here and here. Place down the signals for the junction. And then place them here as well. set up a new passenger service between Johannesburg and Vereeniging, and then set up a bus service to basically connect to the station. Passenger train L, you'll be loading passengers on track 3. Set up the station here. Set up another station, and then we'll set up a bus route. This will be bus service H, make it yellow, and acquire a pair of these lender buses and put them to work. I'll also need to have one extra passenger train, so we'll clone this one and put it to work on this new passenger service. All the while, my machine factory is going pretty well. So is my bakery. Wait, why is there stuff waiting to be picked up here? I only wanted to pick up his baked goods. Not meat, not machinery, and not fish. Oh my gosh. What is going on? I mean, sure, it's going to some of these locations, but seriously, what the heck? Let's see. Commodity port is going pretty well. So it's Lord Marquis. Lorenzo Marquis. Let's see. Has my buses been loaded up fully with troops? Not yet, but the rest of the buses are making their way back. So soon enough, it should be taken care of. Also, I think the train carrying coal to the steel mill is a little bit too long. Seems like we'll basically need to replace that. We'll put down... Let's replace it with a small 060 tank. And then add at least maybe 5 of these wagons. Not only will it save us money, but since the coal demand is not that high, it should basically be too much. The steel mill is still up in production, and by the looks of things, our second train, well, Train 34 is now fully loaded with workers and heading down to the port. Plus, once this service is done with, we can just sell off the stock. Because I don't really feel like we need to have this service going on if there's no workers to take down to the port. There's a lot of fish, and also a lot of fish machinery to be picked up. Lumber is actually going pretty well. Our logging camp is at level 2. Bakery is at level 1. But our grain farm has reached level 2. And this train nearly has a full load of grain. And we're at basically 3/4 of a way of £1 billion British pounds. Level score 28. Let me see. 2 having a profit of 10 million, 1 for tunnels, 1 for rail length, 1 for very long vehicle, 1 for fast vehicles, 7 for maximum vehicle age, 1 over 100 vehicles, more than 10 trains, 10 for company value. Speaking of which, our towns have actually started to grow pretty extensively since our beginnings. As, for example, the population in the beginning was about 3,039 for all the towns. But by now, the population has reached 5,496. So, an increase by over 2,000 residents. The gold mines are going pretty strong. The diamond cuttings facility is full blast. and there's passengers now interested in riding on the Johannesburg on the new service. Oh, Train L did not arrive yet. Plus, some of my machinery is on their way to their respective destinations, and they're actually helping the towns grow little by little. And with all our buses on our way, I think I'm going to cut this video right here, and I'll see you all in just a moment once all the troops arrive at the battlefield. And we're back. Despite our best efforts, we weren't able to win the Boer War. Because of this, the country has been fully annexed. But now, we have access to all the transport operations in the United Kingdom section of the map. Which means, at long last, we can finally take down some of these old routes. As you can see, these services are in really bad shape. We'll just sell these off, for one, and get rid of the routes that have that use these vehicles. Alright. Now with the road vehicles out of the way, what about the trains? We got the passenger and the cargo trains on this branch. We need to get rid of that. So we'll sell these trains off. And now, we need to build a connection to the main line. As you can see, there's the station of Newcastle's here. But I think we can easily connect it to Merlo. It's not ideal, but however, this new connection could provide us a new express passenger train route. That is, if the route is capable of handling speed instead of an express service. So we'll just connect to the station as usual. Connect, and connect here. Connect here and here. It's going all the way downhill. And this is going to cost quite a pretty penny. But, however, since we made a lot of money on our transports, I'm not actually too worried. Alright. What we just need to do now is just connect this to the mainline network and should be ready to go. Though I don't like on the way that section of track looked. Alright. Lay the tracks flat again. Then connect to the main line right here via this switch.
Due to the discovery of gold, Johannesburg has grown rapidly in recent years from a small village to one of the largest cities in South Africa. It is important for the economy of the new country that the city has the necessary goods to continue growing. Your final mission, therefore, is to ensure that Johannesburg is supplied with at least 20 of all the necessary goods.
Last task is basically supplying Johannesburg with everything. We gotta get it clothing, we gotta get it jewelry, and cigars. Fortunately, we now have a new jewelry factory here in Tanzania. which can process 2 units of jewelry from 1 unit of gold and 1 unit of diamonds. So, considering it's going to basically be a long job, I'm actually going to cut this video right here, and I'll see you all in just a moment once we get all the necessary commodities brought into Johannesburg. So I'll see you all in just a bit, yet again. And we're back. As Johannesburg reaches our 7th needed commodity, I'm also happy to say that the delivery of workers to the port has basically proved to be successful. Not only that, with cigars being produced, jewelry being produced, and clothing being produced, I'm happy to say that we actually built ourselves a pretty solid transportation system. Though, where is that train of jewelry? Mined diamonds, trains. That's the passenger train. Ah, here it is, train 36. Now, according to the rule, it needs to have a high amount, so to speak. If any of the commodities go like below near 10, then that basically means that it's not adequately supplied. But we are experiencing a growth of this town, and that is actually really good. Alright. Just one more train of supplies to be brought into Johannesburg, and that will be the last mission, well, the last thing needed for this mission. I have to say, despite this episode being 14 parts long, I have to still admit that we did a pretty darn good job, either way. Seven. Alright, it's starting to slowly go up. That is, if it's connected to... Oh. It's not connected to a whole bunch of, Oh! Alright! Railways play an important role in the society, economic, and military development of a country. This was no different in South Africa. The story of the NZASM is an important chapter in the joint history of the Netherlands and South Africa. During the war, the Dutch people massively rallied behind their relatives in South Africa. The memory of this sympathy lives on in the many Transvaal neighborhoods of the Netherlands. And with that, we are done with the Farmers Republic mission. Let's head to the main menu and learn what we need to do for our final mission of the campaign.
In 1919, the Australian government offered a prize of 10,000 Australian pounds for the first Australians in a British aircraft to fly from Great Britain to Australia,
Which we'll be doing in the next episode.
Mankind is constantly creating.
So, if you enjoyed this episode of my Let's Play Transport Fever 2, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to Texas Gaming Industries for new video uploads every Friday or Saturday, depending on my on-site schedule. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye!